But you know, I was the first one to have Usain Bolt on the cover of my magazine.
It was also a discovery to self, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And then when I got into the comedy industry, that's when I was thinking, like, what name can I use in the industry? And I said, you know what, these Africans do everything sounds so like it's stuck on it. And since I've been using it, that's where ADE come from.
Proper comedy show, like where now I know you have to do the circuit first before you're supposed
to work the boards, right?
Yes. And she's looking at me. He's standing there calling me a nigger. She's looking at me, not saying anything. So I punched him in the face.
I got a booking. My agent at the time, Beverly Randall, got the booking, and it's new and it's exciting because it was new to me. I'd never been on an oil rig. I'd never even thought about it. But the whole thing and the money was fantastic. Let's be honest.
I consider my stick my third leg. Without my stick now.
I wish I had a stick that was a third leg. I really do. But
pencil has it.
He's a very funny man. He is a very, very, very funny man. Welcome, Mr. C.
Big up yourself, rude boy. Bro, you done deep with some of them pictures and the videos.
Because even my mum used to say, I usually start by saying Wagwan when I get on stage, and my mum's going like, they won't understand what Wagwan is. I go, well, then they need to learn.
I refuse to cut that. I refuse to cut that. I said, you know what? I have played this thing the whole way.
18 certificate.
One of my favorites.
Keeping it real with Rudi Lickwood, the topical interactive chat show where you may end up being one of the guests with special guests and you the audience. Comedy with Rudi Lickwood. This event is brought to you by Comedy Hotspot. Don't forget, Keeping It Real with Rudi Lickwood. This is an 18 certificate only.
Hello, good evening. First time viewers, thank you very much for coming to Keep It Real with Rudi Lickwood. It's a chat show where I talk to my rants and bants crew. They tune into me on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. We talk bright and early in the morning from 8:15 till 9:15. Sometimes we do go a little bit on because some of them got big opinions. A lot of them, they got big opinions and they got opinions on everything. And it was quite interesting that one day I was saying to myself, you know, there's people asking me to actually bring them on live. And I had no structure or anything like that. And I was thinking to myself, should I just start talking to people like they do on Instagram? Or what should I do? And the crew who I was talking to at the time said, why don't you interview people? And I went, yeah, that's a great idea. Because I got a little black book. And obviously I can open up my black book and I can get certain celebrities to come on. They was like, no. We know about them already. We want you to interview us. And that was a USP that I don't think a lot of people thought about. Because I think it's an issue within most communities that the role models don't tend to be uncles, aunts, uncles, and dads. They tend to be people with what we would call high profiles. But back in the day, if you had a high profile, it meant that you'd done something. Yeah, it didn't mean that you were just playing the ass. Yeah, it didn't mean that you were just throwing a bucket of ice water over you, okay, and getting thousands and thousands of likes, and then all of a sudden you became a marketable personality, which our children have turned and used what they call branding. So what we do on this show is, my name is Rudi Lickwood. I'm actually a stand-up comedian. And from being a stand-up comedian, I've met many an individual, and I find that stand-up comics are quite warped in that they're not really seen as the go-to guy. Do you know what I mean? A lot of them, not a lot of them, because then I'm generalizing too much, right? Which I don't want to do. So basically, I thought that what I would like to do is talk to my fellow peers. But then it got broader. because not only do I know people on the comedy circuit, but I know people in the music industry. I know authors, I know inventors, and I thought, well, why don't we do a two thing whereby I could interview people who regularly listen to my show on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday at 8:15 in the morning, and also interview a celebrity at the same time. In fact, Jemmy Reese, who is here in the room, evening, Rudi, how you doing? He was one of the guys who actually instigated me setting this platform up in the first place. So I would say a good evening to you. Evening to Jackie Williams. Yes, evening to Antigua. I see we got T Smooth in the room. Yeah, I'm surprised, but the thing is, I did pass through his platform the other day, and I just needed a sense of release, you know, because the brother can play some tunes. Me nah lie, him play some tunes. Him could have taken on Lethan for real. Me feel say him could have taken on Lethan. Yeah. But the thing is that it's not about Lethan today. Hello, Miss Escoffery, how you doing? Nice to have you in the room as well. Please, 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 if you are in the room for the first time, okay, I have terrible numbers. And the only way that my numbers can improve, right, is if you help me. And the best way in which you can help me, in truth, is to either subscribe or share. Because you can hold watch parties. Some of you don't know this, but you're like, why should I hold a watch party for him? Him forget to more people. No. We stand on one another's shoulders. So it's important that you do watch parties for me. It's important that you do subscribe. It's important that you actually like the page. When you like the page, you will receive a notification of when I go live. And the thing is, I will only be going live in Keep It Real on my Keep It Real page. All right. And also on the YouTube page. I've been told that I need to focus on one platform. All right. Before I used to be focused on two platforms where I was screening to my profile page, and I was also screening to a page specifically for Keep It Real. And I found that with the amount of people that I had on my profile page, everyone will click on my profile page. Okay. But I need to build numbers up for Keep It Real. And especially if it's something that interests you. Because the other thing is that once you become part of the Rants and Bants crew, there's other little bits and pieces that could happen for you. I mean, we have a great community. We have a wonderful community. We always link up at some point, you know, and we join chocolate and we join. Basically, we just have a good time, right? And you could be a part of that. All right. We're a mature platform. So in other words, I don't care about the language. I really don't care. I know if somebody's being off key with the language, and I will tell them to shut the fuck up, right, and behave themselves. But other than that, I don't think it's going to go past. We're not disgusting. In other words, we don't abuse language. And besides, the comedians and myself, we're linguistics. We do linguistics gymnastics, right, in order to entertain you. So allow us to do that. Make sure that if you have a question for any of my guests, all right, that you get them up. Because if you don't get them up, the Rants and Bants crew will take over, right? Don't allow them to take over. All right, Claire's in the room. How you doing, Claire? How you doing there? Look at her. She's apologizing for being late. Mind Over Matter, Project Suicide, Prevention Watch. Sound like a stalker, innit? It sound like him working for Facebook. I remain fine, hun. Give thanks. Oh, that's good. Yeah. You'll also find in the comment section that there are a lot of private conversations going on. We had a big conversation going on this morning where we discovered that Denise likes to take things into her own hands. But I digress. 2 devices on the go, and I'm browsing Watch Party also. Do your thing, Kerry. Me like you, you know. Me like you, but on this platform, ordinarily I would have gone on your page and discovered who you were, and we would have had images but on here on the platform, so that we could see who you are. Oh, okay, mom. I wonder who mum is. Well, as you know, If you've been on this page before, I like to introduce my guests in a totally different way. So I'm going to introduce Mom, the way I like to do it. Okay. So let's have a look at my my first guest.
Are you Toy Story?
Oh dear. Somebody went and pressed the wrong button, didn't they? Didn't they? That was me. I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry about that. Here we go.
Hi.
Wait, hold on. I seem to have frozen for some reason. There we go. That's better. That's better. That's much better. How are we doing?
Good evening.
Oh my God. Did you hear that? Good evening. We don't want no speaker spoken voice, you know. Good evening. Well, there we go. There we go. Because I mean, I know that you've got quite a role in the village. You play quite a role in your village, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the chair, parish chair for the parish council.
For the parish council.
Yeah, we're only a little village, so I am the chair of the parish council. So yeah, do a lot in the community.
Yeah, because you've only got about 2 postcodes on your little village, haven't you? How many postcodes? Have you?
Yeah.
You
No,
don't even have a
5
post
streets.
office. You can't. It's 5 streets, isn't it? Did you hear?
A little dot. It's 5 streets.
She lives in the village, 5 streets, people. Can you imagine though if them had to have a telephone box at the end of their road? Can you imagine the queue?
It got took away because it didn't get used anyway.
Is that the moment that Wi-Fi came in? Is that when they got rid of it?
Yeah, I think everybody had mobile phones. But when I was a kid, I knew the number of the phone box, and I used to ring it when people were walking past.
Okay, I love those kind of pranks, Liz. I love those kind of pranks. You know what I used to do as a kid, right? When we used to go athletics, yeah, where people used to go around robbing each other as kids, because you know that's kids, right? There's a lot of kids who are struggling. But what I used to do was I used to steal their chains, their bike chains, or I would steal their. I would steal their brakes.
The way I'm in.
You know what I mean? It used to be fun because we used to just sit down on the wall, yeah, and watch a guy jump on his bike, thinking that his bike chain is there, but it's gone. It's gone because all it was just a little clip, yeah. It was just you just have to flick this little clip, and the bike chain would just come apart. Yeah.
Oh no way.
Yeah, so we used to take bike chains. We used to take their crank, or we used to take their pedal.
Cruel, so cruel.
What do you mean so cruel? Right? Well, listen, we weren't all like you, you know. We weren't all like you. Privileged.
No.
What do you mean? No.
I wasn't privileged. No.
Come on.
Middle class.
Come on.
Me with my uncle.
Come on.
Always been on the scene. Yeah. Horses. Yeah, my mum's youngest brother, that is.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you,
and me.
So you was literally brought up around horses, weren't you?
Yeah, from a farming background. My grandparents were from a farming background, and all the cousins. That's my nana. Yeah, my nana Lucy. I was the youngest of the youngest. Yeah.
So you use what they call the wash belly.
I was a favorite. Yeah,
was you the favorite?
I was the favorite. Yeah, Nana Lucy. And I called my daughter after my nana because I found out I was pregnant on the Saturday, and I went to tell her on the Sunday, but sadly we found her dead in bed. She died in the night. So I always said I'll call her Lucy if I have a girl. So yeah, she got the name Lucilla.
Okay. Well, the first thing that's coming up from the girls is they're saying Manchester is in the house. Antigua is saying you haven't changed, Liz, you cute baby.
Oh, bless. Thank you, Flush.
I think what is really interesting is Spice has just now mentioned she's also a businesswoman too.
Oh,
would you like to
in 2017, because I'm around horses, obviously, I used to make my own fly spray during the summer for the horses. It keeps the horse flies off. And I did some for a friend, and she came back and said, oh my God, you need to get that on the market. So I actually looked into it and funded it and launched it. So it is on Amazon, but obviously there's 7,000 horses in my district, in Trafford. So I tend to do a lot of local farms. People message me. I did do deliveries, or they come to my farm where I've got my pony and they buy the stuff off me.
So you're a hustler.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a proper hustler.
Fly spray. So I actually do like I do Cheshire Show. That's a massive show in Cheshire. I have a stand, and then I do my local shows during the summer months.
Okay. They're really liking the picture of your nana, by the way.
Oh yeah, my nana. She only had 6 teeth here at the bottom.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
So her
do you know
molars,
what? My nana was the best. She was.
Her molars are not working then, in other words.
No, she just had 6 teeth.
Is Nana still with us?
No, she died in 91. Yeah, so.
But you were fortunate enough to grow up around her.
Yeah. I was 20, and I always stayed with my nana. My nana and granddad used to take us on holiday in the summer to a caravan in Wales. We always used to go to Wales with grandparents.
Pikey. Did they call you Pike?
Yeah. No. We do have pikeys in our village, but they're part of our community. They're very much part of our community. Yeah, we've got a gypsy site. They've been here 60 years. I grew up with them. Yeah, never do anybody any harm.
That's what I was going to say. No. I think they're very innovative people. And I think that they live outside the bubble, which is what government and society doesn't really like it when you...
No, I go on there once a week because I deliver food to the community 5 nights a week from Marks and Spencer's. I've done it since January. So during lockdown, everybody has not bought any bread. They've had food to see them through. All the elderly have not had to go shopping. So I do pay a visit to the gypsies. And I kind of know what everybody likes. So I keep like apple turnovers aside because I know somebody likes them. And so I know exactly what people's preferences are in the village as well.
There's only about 10 of you.
No, it's not. 120 hours.
How many people live in the community then? What in that cul-de-sac?
I think less than 500. In the older generation, I'd probably say a good 60% was retired. But like Mr. Pick, he's been in the village all his life. He's in his late 80s. There's a lot of older generation that were born in the village. So I was born in the village.
Remember you when you were like this then?
This is when we used to do the church fetes and stuff, and you had a rosebud, a princess and a queen, and that's me and my sister with like matching outfits. And one year I was rosebud.
Who's older? You or the sister?
My sister. She's 3 years and 3 days older than me. She's actually a leap day baby.
Does that mean that you get the hand-me-downs?
Yeah. Always matching dresses, and I had to wear it again. I think we talked about it on your show once before. People said, you know, you had matching dresses with sisters. Yeah, always.
Yeah. I mean, I was fortunate that, I mean, I did get hand-me-downs, which was horrible. Do you know what I mean? And Christmas time was always underpants and socks. Underpants and socks. And I knew whose underpants and socks it was because once I found a chocolate log and I thought, that's not a chocolate log.
It wasn't yours.
Oh, God.
Well, me showing me knickers.
Yeah, but that's not new. That ain't new.
That's me, the little one.
God, man, look at you. And the
on the swing in the back garden.
And the thing is, you can see that you're actually really happy.
Oh, we did have a good childhood. Yeah, we did.
Because, I mean, it's not like you weren't seeing the city folk, were you?
No, but we're only 9 miles from the city. We're 10 minutes from Manchester Airport, and we've got the country and we've got the city if we want to go to the city. So not too far at all. 20 minutes in the car.
Yeah, because all this really tells me is country life that you had.
Me and my pony in the garden. Used to bring her home at weekends. Yeah.
Okay. And when did you find out you got that pony? How did that story come about?
Oh, my uncle, the one you saw on the picture with me as a baby, he took me down the farm, him, Uncle David, and he just pointed out a foal, and it was the mother that was in the field as a foal. And he just said, oh, what do you think of that? And I said, oh, she's lovely. And he's like, oh, it's yours. So that was my pony. And then obviously I grew up with her. And then on the way to a little show that my nanny used to organise in the village, she wasn't very happy, and we got there and my uncle put his hand underneath and went, oh, she's in foal. I was like, oh my God. So my mum wasn't happy. She was like, Alan, who be had in this field? That's Uncle Alan there.
Oh my
That's
God.
Rona. Yeah, that's me again. So we always had horses and ponies to ride. Summer holidays, we used to just be at the farm with my cousins, and we just all used to ride the ponies until my sister, she fell off on the back and she didn't like to go near horses after that.
Yeah, lucky you are. I had to go to a place called Hampstead Heath if I wanted to see any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, and that was like a train ride away. I mean, I've got 2 parks that are on either side of me, which is really, really nice. But in order to like really get out into the forest and stuff like that, we had to go to a place called Hampstead Heath. That was the only way we were going to be able to do it. Good evening, Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Hi, Liz. Looking good. Sweet pictures. Oh, they're liking
God.
you. Sharon Spice says, we only had the plastic My Little Pony. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that because my sister had one.
And my mum would never buy us the little ponies for Cindy and Barbie, so I had to use the ornaments, because obviously we have horse ornaments. I've got some on the top of my cupboards now, so I used to use them.
Yeah, she does look a little bit professional, doesn't she? You wouldn't believe that she mucks out horse shit every morning. Though.
Every day, yeah.
When I start ranting and banting, right, she's using her.
I'm shoveling shit.
We should have a look at your fingernails. Show us your bloody fingernails, girl. I want to know what's
clean. Oh Lord.
God. So you've been a businesswoman. You're doing stuff for the community. I mean, what does that role actually entail?
Just making sure everything in the village is right, and promoting the village, making sure people's bins get emptied if they don't get collected. And just being, around in the community if anybody's got any issues they want to raise. There's a lot going on in our village at the moment. We've got developers in building houses, and there's a lot of industry come. So we're kind of trying to promote a bridge across the canal. We're going to be swamped. Our road is falling apart.
Well, I can imagine with all the
a lot of HGVs in this. Yeah, HGVs a problem in the village. Like 20,000 movements a day. Oh, school picture, high school.
What was you like at school?
My first year, I broke both my arms, so I actually missed my exams in the first year of high school.
That's an excellent way of getting out, Liz. That's an excellent way. Well
I didn't have to sit the exams. But yeah, I liked school. I was quite good at school.
Okay. So was Chocolate. Was pretty good at school. There's quite a few Rants and Bants members who seem to have done
well educated.
Well educated. I was quite surprised that I thought I was going to be dealing with a lot of people like me, but I've had to step up. I've honestly had to step up. I mean, we've got Leary in here. Here's a man who went off, got his degree and everything, and decided that he just wanted to jump up and dance and prance. That's what he actually wanted to do. He calls it keep fit, by the way. That's what he actually calls it.
Oh, right, okay.
It's really dancing and prancing about, do you know what I mean? And then he paints himself. He paints himself in different colours as well. Do you know what I mean? And he says his expressionist culture. But we know he just hasn't really grown up. He hasn't really grown up.
He just loves to do that.
I'm really playing with crayons, for all I know. Donna's also moaning. I never had not a pony, plastic or otherwise. And if I touched the ornament, that was licks for you. Oh, you poor thing. Never mind, darling. You must have got an orange for Christmas as well. Or
it is a tie, though, having a bloody pony. It is a tie. It's, I'm just reckoning how many years I've got left till she snuffs it.
Oh, Don't be like that, man. But when you gotta go,
24 now. She's 24.
Gotta go. So tell us, because you've actually been affected by COVID, if I'm correct.
Yeah, 14th of October we did tests, part of a survey, and my foster daughter came back positive, so we had to isolate. No symptoms whatsoever. That's my step granddaughter Tia and my daughter. Tia I was with a guy for 9 years, and he had grandchildren born, and because they were babies, I had them every weekend, so they grew up knowing me as nanny. And then obviously I split up within 10 years, and I still have them come to my house because they're still my grandkids, so they still call me nanny, and they ring me up to take them shopping. So yeah, that's Tia Jade.
What about this big one here?
That's my big daughter. That's Lucy. She's 29. She's a DJ on Unity Radio, so that's when a night out with me. And my friend Sharon.
Do you take her on all your night outs?
No. She's usually on hers, and she just wants a lift home. So she comes and meets me.
Because she's like, Mum, you're showing me up, Mum.
Taxi. Do you know what? She loves 90s R&B. She's actually Manchester hip hop archive researcher for Unity Radio, so she's well into the 90s. She loves it. Yeah, she was brought up in the 90s. I'm not surprised, considering that you got the connections. Yeah. That's my good friend Judith, who's in the chat, and Christine. Christine is Cleopatra's mum. That's at the Trafford Centre when we went with Cleopatra. They were playing with Another Level, so that's Lucy as a child. So I used to go out with their mum and drop Lucy off, and Lucy would be babysat by the girls while I went out raving. That's Judith and Sandra.
Your raving crew. Your raving crew.
I used to jump on that motorway and drive to London, and we used to rave in Brixton in the Fridge. We used to go to a club called Number 10 in central London, like a Nigerian club. Honestly, we used to rave. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but then you've got quite a diverse set of people that you actually hang out with, don't you?
They're my Algarves, all in the Algarve girls. We've got Helen, Sam Dimmer, Nicola, Jane Buxton, and me on the end. Yeah, I've been going there 11 years, so yes, I love it. I love it. Bit of sun. That's a fancy dress at Soul Village last year, where evidently I've seen you live, and I didn't realise till today.
Tell them the story. I couldn't believe it when you said this to me.
I was talking to Rudi this year, and I said that I went to Soul Village last year and I saw this white guy comedian, and he was absolutely brilliant. And then I said, and this other guy came on, and he was just ripping the white people to bits, and he was saying about there's no history in their museums because the British museums have got it all. And he goes, that was me.
She didn't even realise that she had seen me live. She had no idea. She had no clue. But that's how I am. I actually travel up and down the country in the very same way that people see me, but they don't seem to remember your name, because the only way they remember your name is if you're pummeled all over the advertising boards, or if you're consistently on TV. I mean, people forget you very, very quickly.
But no, honestly, it was excellent.
Thank you.
And it was so hot.
Thank you.
Outside in the sun, it was great.
Thank you. And here's the proof of the pudding that when I say to you that I was actually there, I was actually there. Okay. Now there you are,
Sarah,
raving away, yeah. And the reason why I'm saying to you that I was actually there, is because of this.
Oh yeah.
That's right. There's Sarah as well. Sarah was there. Gosh. Oh my God. So let me ask you, who is George Eggy then?
I don't know a George Eggy.
You do know a George Eggy, man. I think if he's a DJ as well. He normally plays in the earlier hours. I didn't download his photograph. I was meant to download it. but he's
It
my
was
cousin.
only my first time to Soul Village last year. That was my first time.
You're virgin then. You're virgin. So you don't know.
I was last year. Yeah. So I was booked for this year, but obviously COVID got the better of us, and it's transferred to next year.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna ask the room very.
I really
very,
loved it.
I'm gonna ask the room very quickly. Have you got any questions that that you would like to ask our sister here? Because I can't believe just how the time has just gone whap. It's already 9 o'clock.
I know.
And we've only just started talking. I mean, it's obvious from what everyone is saying that they really like your girls. Spice is calling you a bad gal for running up and down the motorway.
Thanks, Spice.
I know. I quite agree. I was hoping to get hold of the image, the video
footage,
the footage of Liz in action.
No.
Because, like you said, big bottom girls run things.
Oh, my ass has got me into trouble. Trust me.
Things. You know what I mean? Oh my God, Liz, put on your glasses. Boy, it's Rudi. But please, he had a good impression. Otherwise, the interview would be very different. I think the interview just goes swimmingly, to be honest. Here's a question for you.
How did I come to know R&B crew? Oh, yeah. Just through you guys, because obviously I got invited to Comedy on the Couch with Peter Francis on a Thursday. And then it was like moved on to the Friday nights, got introduced to the Friday nights as well. And obviously you guys all invited me to Keepin It Real with Rudi. So, yeah. Plus, we have mutual friends. I think Judith is mutual friends with you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, people. When did you start fostering?
About 3 years ago. I gave up work and started fostering, and I've never looked back. No.
Well, you've had no need to, have you, really?
No, it's just been, yeah, me and the kids. Obviously, it grounded me a little because I used to go out every weekend, but then having responsibilities of little ones in the house again, had to kind of rein me in a little bit to partying. So I do choose my nights carefully if I go out, and then obviously I get a babysitter in.
So was it totally by accident, this spray that you discovered? Was it totally by accident?
No, I've always made it. When you're in the horsey world, you always have your own potions for different things for your horses, remedies and, you know, medicines. And I just used to make it for the Arab that we had, because we had 2 horses at once when my daughter was growing up. It's like having a second mortgage, really. And obviously from there, I lent some to a friend for her horse, and she was like, this is wicked, it's really good stuff. So I ended up doing it in mass, mixing it myself in the kitchen. I got my ingredients, bought my bottles, had my printed, my labels, had flyers done, and I went out there and sold it.
I think you're a druid from past life. And the information has been handed down. The information got handed down to you. Because I mean, I'd love the secret recipe, because it is a secret recipe.
But do you know what? Even people that go abroad who get bit abroad by mosquitoes, some of people take it with them and just put it around their ankles, and it just stops them getting bitten.
It's a good idea, mate. Because once them things that smell fresh blood, they're in like little. They got like little. What do they call them?
They love the mosquitoes. Yeah,
they love it. And if you got a big bottom, Lord have mercy. In fact, I wanted to talk about the incidences that you did have when you came down to London, and the brothers noticed the size of your behind and how they behave.
Is it? Yeah.
How they behave. You were literally swamped, weren't you?
On one. Leave her alone.
Oh,
but it has got me into trouble. A few years back, I'd actually just in my farm gear, looking really scruffy, walking through the next village. This guy comes up in front of me and asks for my number, and I mean, he was hot. He had a big gold chain, He was proper bad boy, proper bad boy.
Oh, you like the bad boy then?
No, I didn't like the bad boy, but he was a bad boy. He obviously did things.
You were drawn
anyway.
You've already
and I was dead like, oh my god, I've just been chatting up, and it was me heart.
Well, I mean,
man, isn't there? Midnight bottom.
No, we always like a bottom. I don't like a too big a bottom though. I like to be able to breathe. Basically, I like to breathe. Get off! Get off! I can't breathe. Get off! I mean, I can't talk from the time if I can't feel my ears, there's a problem. That's what I'm trying to say. You understand? That's what I'm trying to say. You need to discover a spray to shoot away the unwanted things.
Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
I think the problem with a lot of you single ladies, you need a spray to attract a decent man. Never mind spraying them away. Like to be picky and choosy. Because I know Spice is very choosy, you know. That one there, Jesus Christ. Got my own money, got my own house. All right. I know where I'm going. Yeah, where you coming? What you saying? What you say? If all you're gonna do is bring me problems, I don't want to know. You know what I mean? I think you've earned that. I think as females, you've actually earned that through the experience.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
To try and make a lot more wiser decisions, you know. Rudi likes to breathe. OMD. Now you talk to your cryptic language. If you can't feel his ears, Rudi, you are too fine. Too fine. Listen, mate. If you can't get your ankles around your ears, I don't want to know you. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, yeah. So get your flexibility in place. Yeah, and if your hip pop out, we can always pop it back in. Oh my God! Right, baby, we've really gone over your time.
Oh, it's been lovely. Thank you for having me.
I know that there were still loads of questions that people most probably wanted to ask, but I'm trying to stay as tight to time as I possibly can. Jemmy is saying a big hi to you.
Hey, Jemmy.
Leary's keeping it real with you.
Hey.
Fire! Please leave. Go. Thanks. Haskell.
Oh, thank you for tuning in, guys. And I'll see you on Thursday on the couch.
Okay. Well, she said it. She will see you on Thursday on the couch, which is a big hint to my next guest, actually. Somebody I'm extremely proud of because he made his own way. He didn't do comedy by association. When I say comedy by association, there are several comics on the comedy circuit who made their names by associating themselves with other comedians, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's always lots of different ways in which you can make your way in the world of comedy. But this gentleman I would say he's laid his own trail. Yes, he did pass through the comedy school, but he laid his own trail. And his journey has been one that's been a pleasure to watch. And I'm now privileged to be able to introduce him to you. Some of you guys know him already, but please do bear with me and allow me to introduce him in my own way. Okay, Camilla, me not do thing like everybody else. Yeah, me do thing the way me want to do it. Yeah, so allow me. Yep.
I was enjoying that, son. I was enjoying that. Yeah, keep it going. What on, son? Show me some more pictures of myself, man. Show me show me some more pictures of myself. It look good back there, boy. What's happening,
man? The one thing about you is you've always. I don't even think you had a choice in the matter of when it came to looking good. To be honest with you, I think it's something from what I can see anyway. It's something that has always been instilled.
It's been installed. Yeah. Well, see, who's there? No. Yeah. Listen, it's been installed in me since I was a boy from my father. My father, yeah, he always dressed me one, in suits and shoes, and he never allowed me to wear trainers at all. I didn't wear my first pair of trainers was when I was about 24.
Are you for real?
I'm for real. I never used to wear jeans. My father didn't like me wearing jeans because he considered jeans as being a Caucasian style. He didn't want me to wear jeans. Just trousers, shoes, shirt, tie. That was me. That was me. That was me.
Because where are your family from?
I'm St. Lucian. Wow, you see that picture there?
Yeah.
Look at
that. Look at that here.
They could have taken me straight off that picture, put me straight on a jam jar, innit? When they look right. That's probably why I'm skinning that term gollywog, because every time I say that, I get offended. Hey, come on. No, yeah, that's me. I had hair when I was born. My mum said she always had trouble with me. She kept itching. You know when they say a woman itches because they got hair. Your baby got hair. Yeah. I came out with a full head of afro, bro. I was born at home.
Oh, you was born actually at a home birth.
Messy wasn't the word. My mum came from church, and as soon as she came from church, she just stepped in. I wanted to come out, and that was it. And I was born in my house. I came out. All my sisters and my brothers were scared. They were screaming. You know what I mean? Because it must be an unusual thing for them, isn't it? My mum came from church with no baby. All of a sudden, there's little me. Yeah.
But was you expected, or was it one of those phantom, like, you know, those phantom pregnancies where women don't know, if you know what I mean?
Come on, my dad knew that it was it.
I'm not saying that as I'm having a pop, because I watch these programs on TV where they talk about females who are pregnant but don't know, and they end up either having the children on the toilet or in the bath.
No. I went full term. And I came out. It's just that I was born at home. That's the only difference. It's like going to a hospital. My mum didn't want to go to hospital. She wanted me to be born at home, and I was born at home.
So where was you born? Was you born here, or was you born?
I was born in St. Lucia. Came over here though when I was like 7 years old. Okay.
And by the time then, what were your older siblings already here?
Yes, doing their thing. Yeah, doing their thing, man. And
so how many of you are there in total?
Five of us. There's 5 of us. I've got my older brother who's a teacher, my sister who's a headmistress. Then I got the coroner who's in charge of all the hospitals, and the other accountant, and that's it. And then there's me.
I met you. You were actually an accountant, if I'm correct.
I still am an accountant. That title doesn't go from me, but I'm an accountant. Okay. Yeah, I was in school. I studied. Did I study math? Yes, I did. I studied maths, but the reason why I studied it is different. I became good at maths. I never missed a lesson in maths, and the reason was that I enjoyed maths because you can't mention teachers' names, but fucking hell, Sister Kamel, she was fit, so I was in every lesson, bro. I didn't miss a lesson.
we had a teacher by the name of Miss Molyneux.
Yeah,
she was the only black teacher, and we used to threaten to peel her up.
Listen,
yeah, she closed the door and she goes, "Come on, then." Everybody sit down. Well, it's the
same sort of thing. We used to rush to get to the I used to, and me and my mate, to get to the front seat, because back in the days when teachers sat down, they didn't have that. You know, when they sat down on the desk, they don't have that front cover. You can see straight. You understand?
Yeah.
Because she dressed.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I wasn't sexually active at that age.
Well, boy, I tell you,
I was just about football. I was just about football. About football. I was just about. You know, I mean, we did do kiss chase and stuff like that, and you know what I mean. You know, the slow gal them always get catch, and the ugly gal them try to get caught, and the pretty gal them want to scratch out your eyeball. You know what I mean? And that's why we start playing that game there.
Like Claudette said, Peter, you were born fast. What do you mean I was born fast? I came out slow. You mean? Peter wanted to preach him, not stop talk. When? What do you mean I wanted to preach? Oh, okay, go on, Rudi.
Film teacher, yes. Film teacher. So what was you like at school? What was you like?
I was can I say I wasn't. There's a difference between a joke and a comedian, right? I'm not a joke and a joke for no reason at all. But I was always the funny one, making jokes about everything. All right, and that's who I was. So sometimes I would come to the lesson, and the teacher would always say to me, "Behave yourself, behave yourself." That was it. It was behave yourself. So I had to go in there, but I couldn't help but make jokes about things that I saw, things that was happening. That's how I was throughout my whole life. That's it. That was it.
Because vice versa, I wasn't that child. I mean, I was waiting for the teacher to slip up and make them look like an idiot. That was deliberate on my part.
Right.
That was totally deliberate on my part, because the thing is that I was fighting authority because of the sort of heavy-handed way my dad used to behave when I was a child. Because obviously your home life has an effect on your social life when you go into school. You get what I mean? So I was never bullied. I was never bullied. My mouth was just too quick. Them, because you know the bullies are they're dense. They can't think. You know what I mean? So I used to take advantage of them. I'm gonna bring Liz in the room because she's familiar with you already.
Yeah.
So right. So so why comedy? Why? You're an accountant. You're a white collar worker. I mean, why would you want to go and sleep in B&Bs? Why would you want to do the open spots? Why would you want to do this?
Listen, I was like I said, I've always been funny, creative, and in school I used to write plays. Even as a little child, I used to just want to do a play, and I used to sing in the choir as well. And I only joined the choir because of a gal. Yeah, man, the girl drove me to the choir, man. I wanted to be everywhere with you. But that's the story. That's another story there. But I've always been funny. According to everybody else, I've always been fun to be around. So I just went naturally into comedy, and accountancy and comedy don't really mix in a way, because they're quite serious being an accountant. Don't get me wrong, I am quite serious when I want to be. But
you say that, because I'm going to stop you there. Because what I like about you is you've actually got an alter ego. Where I've got to delete something in order to bring something up. Yes. But you've actually got an alter ego, which kind of like threw me, actually, to be honest with you. Just give me a sec. I want to delete something so I can bring something in. Yeah.
Original.
I've got so much stuff in here. I've just got to delete a few things so as I can bring this up.
Claude, Claude, I used to say, I'm just talking to these people's questions.
Please do use the comments for a moment.
Yeah, Claude, I could sing. I was in a Four Feathers club, and what stopped me singing was I was approached by the drummer from Aswad, and he approached me, and I was a young boy, and he was a dread, and he said, "Yeah, boy, I'm one for singing. I'm a group," and I got scared of it because there was a stigma attached to Rastas at the time. And I was young, and I weren't always tall. I was quite short when I was young. I ran all the way home, you know, and I said I'm not going to sing again because these Rasta wanted to take me away and make me sing. So I stopped singing. But I sing background singing, but I stopped singing. That's what.
Yeah, but what I find is that you're prepared to have a go at every and anything.
Yes, in the entertainment industry, yeah. Well, and other things, but yeah.
No, but it seems like that's the way that you go. Because even while you were still doing the comedy, you still had a veg.
The organic company.
The organic company. Tell us about that.
The organic. Well, I started an organic company because I used to work for an organic company, and they were about to move back up north, up towards Leeds, and then I would be without a job. But I knew the job back to. I was the accountant, to tell the truth, at the organic company, and I said I can do this myself. So I made all the contacts, got all the gear in place. Designed a flyer, made up what I wanted to do with the organic company. It was fruit and veg, by the way. And
you delivered some to me.
Yeah. I started ordering. I bought myself a van.
Do you see how I supported him?
and then I bought myself a van. It was a crack up, a horrible van. Let me tell you, it's a horrible van, but it started the business. Right. Yeah, and we grew so quick because the organic industry is very small. It's very small. It was only a handful of companies around at the time, and it was considered quite a snobbish thing to be in organic food, right? Anyway, I was in there, and it later was discovered that it was a black-owned company. And that's when everything started to go pear-shaped. And,
it all starts to unravel.
Yeah.
It all starts to unravel.
All the customers decided not to go with me anymore because I was a black guy running an organic company, and it was just madness anyway. So I had to
How did you work your way around that though? Because you always find solutions. This is what I love about you, Peter. Right. You always find solutions.
What I did, because organic was like fruit and veg, healthy foods, healthy in eating. I've trained around my brothers. We've trained all our lives. All right. So what I want you to do then is, all right, I've got the organic experience of the foods, the nutrition. I went on a naturopath course to tell the truth, naturopathy, which is herbs. And I studied that for a couple of years. And then I opened a company called Fitness Flow, which is a personal training company. I went to the college because as I've been training a lot of years, I know how to train people, but I didn't have the qualifications to back what I'm doing. Yeah, there you go. To back what I'm doing. And so I went to the college. That's Claude's. I met Claude's, back up with Claude's in the college, and I studied to be a personal trainer. And now I'm a level 4 PT, and I teach people how to be personal trainers. That's what I do now. And my company's still going. I got 4 people working for me, and yeah, we're still going. Even in the COVID, we're still going.
See what I mean? And you find time to set up these businesses, do the comedy, and well, I think I should be able to bring him up now. I'm hoping. I made my mind.
What are you bringing up?
What am I bringing up? Huh?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when we first got together, you and Mr. C put together Cephas and who?
Cotler and Cephas. We did 2 characters. Yeah, we were backstage in the studio at that time. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I used to be on the radio station with Peter Terry at that point in time. And you two would have these characters, these old men characters.
Yeah,
I remember.
All West Indian men we came up with. Well, why don't we just do 2 old West Indian men? I mean, Mr. C, we click anyway. All right. I can bounce off him, he can bounce off me. And when we did the 2 characters, we should have carried it on, but we didn't. But we really didn't. But,
well, it would have been hard as well, because at the same time you had Roy Diamond and Sexy Rex.
That's right, and there was also
was around.
The other duo was around. Jefferson and Whitfield was around at the time as well.
Was around, and also Dibby.
And Jeff. Yeah.
No, before Jeff.
That's right. Yeah, Dibby was someone else. I can't remember who it was. Yeah.
Oh man, somebody in the room might be able to remind us. But this was before Jeff, because Jeff was doing his thing with Street Cred and what have you. But the circuit was going long before that. But this is the character. I want to know where the hell you come up with.
Day 17. We're still there, you know. We're still there. Guess what? I play chess. I play chess with myself. Guess who I win?
He is so shallow. Peter is so shallow. Peter decided to do some guy who was a nutter, but he still gave him the intellect of somebody who could play fucking chess.
Yeah.
You see, you can't let go of that inner you that your parents brought you up to be.
Right.
That's gotta be hard.
I'm hearing you. That was brought up during the COVID. When the COVID first hit and no one could go out, and I swear to God, at some stage, everybody must have went through this, was a thought, I'm going mad, boy. I can't cope. So I thought, let me express myself and show some people that how mad it can be.
Yeah.
And I just decided one day just to put this wig on. I said, I just film myself. I said, how would I feel if I really went mad, or you know what I mean? And that's the character that was born from that. That was it.
Okay.
So I did
it just seemed so off key. I was like, I'm not supposed to be seeing you anyway because it's a character, yeah? But at the same time, from the time I saw you put up the chessboard, I went, he's fucking blown it. He's blown it. He's blown his cover. He's blown his cover.
The problem when I did that character, do you know how many phone calls I got asking me if I was all right?
I'm not surprised.
So
yeah, mad.
I'm not surprised.
I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad.
There's a lot of there's a lot of speculation about you, actually.
Really? Let them speculate.
Oh yeah, that's going on in the room.
Way that DJ Silhouette is that why you have the
camera? Wait, hold on, I'll find what I'm looking for.
Easy, Antigua.
Basically, the word that's been bounded around is Gallus.
Easy. I don't know why they got that impression of me.
You don't know why they got that impression of you? Okay. You've got no idea why they got that impression.
No idea why people get that impression of me. Why would
them lot just come up with it. They just come up with it, sir.
Yeah, let them come up
with it. All right.
I don't trust women. That's why I carry around with me an agreement. You think it's a joke? Before I have sex with any woman, I have an agreement. It's a declaration form between me and, well, not you, but me and between. Maybe I mean, sis, yeah. How old are you first? 32. Yeah, man, everything crazy. But you know, we have to agree to things before we have sex or anything. It's a declaration form. And it says on it, are you over 18? Are you under the influence of any drugs? No. Do you consent to full sexual contact? Good. Do you have any disabilities? None. Huh? And do you agree what happens between me and you is private and confidential? Yes. So you'll have to tick the box. You think it's a joke? Everywhere I go, I carry this. Fellas, where's the players in the room? You need this. So when you fuck them and have fun next week and then can't phone you up and say, brethren, you agreed, you know, sweetie. You agreed. Can't tell me nothing. Boy, that man, take the box and fuck you later.
Did you automatically take me out of the room then?
Oh my God!
No. What it is that when the images come up, it covers you. That's what it is. But you can still see if I'm correct. So you don't know.
No, I can't still see.
You don't know how people got this impression of you.
Okay. Listen, that's jokes. That's jokes. I'm just saying what some people are thinking. It's the day when the Me Too movement started, and you know it's very difficult for to get a woman to agree with you. You have to make sure yes means yes. Because back in the day, woman was, no, I don't. But really, she meant yes. But, now you have to get something ticked, just in case.
Gallus, that's where look, a proper Gallus for true. That's what they must say about you,
Yeah, let them say that. That's a good thing. Maybe I am. Who taught you how to cook or have a love affair with food to lead you to chef? I got a love affair with food from my mum. I was a mummy's boy. I really was. I was the one who went shopping with her week in, week out. I remember one time I got so bored of it, I broke the trolley, but I didn't tell her. You know them trolleys?
Yeah.
With the wheel. You used to have a little pin just to hold the wheel in, innit? Mm-hmm. And I was the one that used to have to carry the heavy trolley up and down the market while she's there shopping around. I thought, you know what? I've had enough of it. I took the pin out, and on the way home, the wheel start rock up. So I couldn't go shopping. So I couldn't go shopping the next week. So I said, yes, that's good. And so my dad had to go instead because he had to carry the shopping. You understand? Mm-hmm. So that's it. Yeah, but the love of food came through my mum. I've always learned to cook, and I've always lived. I lived by myself since I was 18. Yeah. Okay. So when I said live by myself,
why did you get kicked out, or did you choose to leave?
Not got kicked out. It's you got to go back to this Gallus thing. I met women, and I was the accountant, remember? And I first bought my house when I was 18. So and that's how I ended up living by myself. I enjoy my own company. I really do. But I also enjoy. I do. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it's something that I've learned to do. But I also enjoy women's company more so than a man company. Still, that's where it is. Huh?
Is it the conversation? But then, if you've got that love for your mum, it's not surprising that being around a female, in terms of like where that's coming from. Because I always like to go to the root. Do you get me? As opposed to just the surface of it all. And I know that we're old enough to go straight to that kind of conversation, in the sense of like where is that spark coming from? Because the thing is that you're a father of 8.
All right, steady, man. What that bad bitch?
Sorry, I apologize.
Huh? Yeah, I got some kids, man. I've got some beautiful kids. All right, and that's the trial and tribulations of relationships that worked, some of them didn't work. You never know what's going to happen. But what does that do? That doesn't stop me from trying again. And the results are babies. I don't know. So, that's it.
Yeah.
I've got 8 kids, 8 beautiful kids.
There's nothing wrong with having children as long as you can.
Nothing wrong with them. But the thing about me and my children, just like my mum loved me, I love my kids. I have them every week. So in between, even if I'm working, they're in my house. So
because I can
have them every week.
Testify to that many a time I've been on the phone with you and I've heard, "Stop getting tea there, stop up!" Oh my God, sit down.
Backside.
All right. And then
come on, Fresh. Come on, Fresh. Like, look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I could testify, but I didn't really like the idea of you just dropping them off at the train station and leaving them. I thought that was wrong. There's better ways of getting rid of your children, yeah? You don't have to just leave them all over the place. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
No one will buy those free. That's the only reason why. No, that was a good day. I took them to Madame Tussauds. That's where that was from. I was 2 little baby them. I got nicknames for all my kids, you know, because sometimes I can't remember the names that I've given them. But I'm too good.
You got beautiful kids, man. You got beautiful kids.
Yeah, I know. I got the 4. I have to watch out. That's why I have to go gym because they're growing up. And the man them. Okay. I have to keep going gym. So.
You have to fight them off.
What?
You have to fight them off.
I did that. I put you guys put pictures of your children in the room. I don't do that. I put pictures of pregnant women with baggy pussies and shit. with stretch marks and everything. No babies for you. That's what will happen to you. That kind of bullshit. Nah. Anyway, yeah, man.
You've got a question there for you.
What's she say?
You're bringing and your relationships with your mother and father has helped you being a good man because that's plenty of children. So more of a statement, really, isn't it?
Yeah, your upbringing and your relationships with your mother and your father. Yes, see, my mother and my father, they've been through thick and thin, but they're still together.
Are they still together?
56 years. Yeah, okay. That's a long time to be with someone who can get on your nerves. 56 years, but they're still together till this day. And it's something that I wish I had followed, but life and society has changed in terms of relationship. Women now, they're bullshit, innit? They independent.
No, they can survive. They can survive without a man. They can survive
without a man. Yeah, well, in certain situations, yes, but that's what's happened. It's broken that. In other words, a man and woman's roles have changed. There is no such thing as a man's role and a woman's role anymore. And I think that's what's broken down families. And that's the truth. That's me telling the truth. Because if we've got into a relationship and we identify, you know what, you can do this and we can do that, but we could meet at the middle somewhere, but still have your own responsibilities within a household. And I think things will get on so much better. But we overstep.
I think women have become too more independent now, aren't they? Women are more independent. And
too independent.
They don't want that
too independent
husband role.
Yeah, you see.
No, well, the thing is that men no longer have to be the provider. But I think
that's what you think.
I still feel that a man should be allowed to feel and be treated as a man. We are not equal. We are not equal because you're a woman and I'm a man. So we're not in terms of responsibility.
Yeah, but I think women are too independent these days that they don't want to allow a man to actually do all them things and take over. They want to keep that independence.
Yeah, you see.
Because we can pay our own bills.
I don't think we ever took that away from you. I honestly believe that it was the government who took it away because it was the government who was giving women houses. It was the government who was financing women. They were not financing the men, and I honestly feel that there was this false sense of independence to a certain degree that was pushed onto females. I honestly believe that it was actually pushed onto them, and the man was totally left outside. Especially, and I'm more talking about class than I am about race when I say that, because that is up and down the country. That this has actually happened. And once again, I think it's a program. I think it's a plan. It's planning the same way that they plan to use prisons to keep companies going. They don't. It's like powers that be know exactly what is going on and why they do what they do.
Yeah, Donna Benn. There's plenty of men out there that's husband material.
Material, yeah.
It's the same thing. We are husband material.
It's just that there's somebody else's.
You might have to put the word loyal in the brackets, but there's husband material because they're married.
Yeah.
You can find a married man. He's married. He's still husband material. Just may not be loyal.
Okay. Agreed. What we got here? Agreed, but it's called progress and liberation. Is it though? Liberation for who? Liberation for the family. Liberation for the individual woman. Liberation for who? What are you liberating yourself from? You know,
being reliant on a man. I always say, don't ever be reliant on a man financially. You have your own thing.
Well, that just goes back to your independence again, doesn't it?
That's right. And then, where do you come together? Because you need to become reliant. I say 1 and 1 makes 1. That's how you get a child. So, in other words, there has to be this working relationship.
Yeah, I know that.
Go on. It needs to go on. Because we're seeing too many. We're seeing too many. We have lived through what happens if two parents do not communicate. I'm not saying stay together. I'm saying do not communicate on a level that's going to instill some sort of sense of stability
within the family unit. Yes.
Yeah, but you don't always follow. I mean, my mum and dad are still together 54 years, you know, and I got divorced at 24. I was married at 19 and divorced at 24. And I've never ever wanted to be. I'd never do it again, ever.
I don't think you can call back time, darling.
I think 19 is a bit too young.
It's way too young. Way too young.
Way too young.
I was a decent age.
That's right. That's what I'm saying to you.
Anyway, go out there, live life. I'm not saying just spread your seed. I'm not saying do Peter, right?
Don't do me. It's just life. Right? That's life.
I'm thinking it's just life. So tell me something, Carlton. Let's talk about Carlton for a minute. Let's talk about Carlton for a minute.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How did that come about?
Meeting Carlton. What was Carlton now? His shows were Comment Me Off, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, Carlton saw me do a set down. I can't remember where he saw me do a set. Anyway,
was it Ipswich?
I think yeah, well, I went to Ipswich. But then he said he wanted to start up, get into the comedy business, and he wanted me to host his shows. And I was going, cool, that's all right. And then we started off down in Westbourne Park, Westbourne Park, Lava Grove. What was that name of that club? Yeah. The club's down just by the train station. Yeah, by the train station. Iron Bar. Yes, we started off in Iron Bar. Lovely, rowdy crowd, and it was lovely because I was hosting it, and it was really good. We then kicked off into Brixton. I don't know why he's choosing into Z Bar, which is owned by Gordon Mack.
Okay.
Yeah, he owns Z Bar. That was the roughest. Let me tell you something. It was the roughest place to hold a comedy show because you had real man from the road.
Yeah, just coming off the line. I know.
Real man man just come released from prison just to go to this place, and they were both make me laugh, yeah, sir. And it was all of that, and we had to do a comedy. I said you had to be really good. I remember I got American comics that come down there, and they thought they were really funny. Yeah,
with list them names.
No, I'm not going to list the names because it's a bad thing. Because they got on stage and fought, I'm the man. And I know.
I just think that the American comics don't understand the culture of British humor.
But by the time he finished in Z Bar, I don't think he wanted to do comedy again because they said to him, "Go away, your blood clot." Yeah, and when you're hearing it real raw in front of your face, but you're famous. And you hear go with your blood cloud, your Yankee voice. But I mean, I hear them talk, them brethren. That kind of talk. But the man's in your face. He's not back off stage. He's in your face saying it to you. There's nothing you could do but say to him, Jesus Christ, P, why did you book me for this? And it was,
but that's some solid learning, isn't it?
Some solid learning. That's why, I could be feisty sometimes on stage because I've been through it. I've been through the battles of fighting.
So what is the switch like? So what is the switch like? Because I could talk to you like this. So what is the switch like when you then deal with the expats and we're now abroad?
The soldiers.
What do you do with your temperament? How do you deal with it? because it's not the same.
No, it's definitely not the same. But it depends on who's in front, because the soldiers can be quite rowdy, yeah. And so you're giving them banter that's going to make them a bit rowdy, because that's how I run the show, so that they're connecting with me on a rowdy color level, lads color level, we're lads type thing. And so that's how I'm going on that show. The American audience army bases are totally different to the English.
I found them reserved.
The American ones,
yeah.
The American ones, no, but they no. I found they're raw, Dread.
Is it? I found them to be a lot more reserved, because I think it's because I used to take the piss out of them.
Okay.
And because old Jerry Springer was going on them time
Yeah.
So I had ammunition, so before they could even. It's interesting to watch a big fucking soldier, you know what I mean, just broke down because he hasn't got the intellect to deal with you on that level, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I hear that. I've never had a problem with the American audience. Well, I've never had a problem with all the English audiences. I just find I have to tweak my language when I'm talking to the American.
Slower.
Just tweak it. Yeah, just go a bit slower so that they get you. All right, and that's it.
Somebody's asking, have you ever taken a joke too far?
No.
You've never done it?
No, you know what happens, Rudy? I get to this point where I can almost, after experience, you sense if you just go across that line, something's going to happen. So you back off.
And that's why you got to know how to die, isn't it? That's why you have to know what it is to die on stage first, or you're never going to know when you're getting close to that line.
There you go. Yeah. So you have to experience death to understand what's going on. To tell you, when I say death, no, I don't mean physically dying, Liz, because your face. I mean on stage where you've told a joke that has gone not too far. Just that someone didn't take it.
Yeah.
Well, not even stop laughing, but they just didn't take. Just didn't take too kind to what you said, and that still happens now. You get some people in very sensitive audiences now. This politically
I find the younger audiences are more sensitive than the older audiences.
Political correctness thing has gone kind of mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can go on stage and have something positive to say about an agenda, something positive. But the minute I mention, it becomes, I'm homophobic or I'm anti-Semitic. And I haven't even said anything. All I was saying, I see these gay guys. All of a sudden, I'm gay. I'm homophobic. So it's all gone sensitive, and sometimes I don't really care anyway. So
no, just own it. Own it. Own it. I find that's the best way to navigate that. In all honesty, so from Make We Laugh,
Come We Laugh,
Come We Laugh, Is that's how we got to your world, specials,
especially comedy world.
Because you why did you stop using Special P?
I was on not tour. Junglers used to do a weekend in Weekenders, or we go away for 3 days, and I was with what's his name, Tom.
Vince?
He lives up north. Hey Peter, man, damn it.
I know who you're talking about.
He's
Canadian. He's Canadian.
The Canadian, Hey Peter, man, and he says to me, man, why we call you Special P is like a gimmick? And we're sitting down, we was talking for about 2 hours. How Special P was a gimmick. You need to keep your name. It's like you're hiding behind a mask. All of that thing. And I went, so what? Just call myself original? Yeah, Peter Frost. Yeah. And it's from there my name is born. Had a word with someone who was looking after my bookings at the time, and they said, yes, change it to Peter Francis. And I changed it to Peter Francis. That was it.
Okay. Because I did wonder why you went from Special P to back to Peter Francis.
Yeah, and Special P is the name. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, because Special P, I can understand how the women and everything you could use that as a brand, if you get what I mean. Yeah,
you'll see what I did with it. But Special P is was given to me by my mum. All right.
Okay.
The fact that I was born at home. The fact that I am the middle child, the fact that I'm the only one that's left-handed, and the fact that I could just make everyone laugh as an entertainer. And my mum said I'm a special child, and she called me my special Peter. That's what she kept calling me, my special Peter. Did you see my special Peter? And so Special P, that's how the name was born. Yeah.
Okay. Francis is a good name. Yeah, well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
She's probably my cousin. I think we discussed that. She's probably my cousin, isn't it? Because someone died in her family. It's the same person I know who is my auntie, so she probably is my cousin to us. You know, since we was just smaller.
Yeah, because you used to say that we don't have an army, we got a gang.
Yeah, we just got a gang. we got a gang. It's a small island, man. Everybody know each other, even the cats and the dog. Everybody know each
Like my village.
There is a question there for you.
Where is it? Have you a fear of anything? In terms of, in general, you mean? Have I a fear of anything?
What are your fears? What do you fear? What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear would be if one of my kids end up hurt or go the other direction into the horrible life, the gang life and things like that. That would be my biggest fear. As a father, that would be my biggest fear. Or my daughter, or my daughter's ended up with kids after I put all them pictures in the website. Well, you never know. You never know. One of the kids ended up with 6 kids. Fuck, you know, son. Jesus Christ. I saw a pussy there.
There was a question further up.
Go on. I must have missed it.
No, I think it's just that they're coming. They're really coming. They were coming, so we had to just go with the flow. But I didn't want this person to feel as though we've forgotten them. And that was with reference to the cooking.
Okay.
You know, is that coming back?
Coming back in terms of me doing it again? Well, it hasn't stopped, to tell the truth. It's just that I went away. But what it is the cooking is a organic company, fitness company, cooking healthy. That's where it stemmed from. All right. Like I said, I've always cooked for myself and, you know, entertain people when they come, and I cook for them. And it was sort of like a natural progression thing. And again, COVID is people sitting at home doing nothing. Hey, why not I just cook live? And again, I cook live, and that was it. I was just told to keep doing it, and I've done it. I've done 2 episodes. It's going to be episode 3, and that starts back this Sunday.
Okay. Okay, so there's a little exclusive there that is going to be happening on the Sunday. I'm still waiting to get an invite onto your show, by the way. But we'll carry on. We'll carry on. So when did these start coming about?
My cartoon, right? You're talking about alter ego. This is it. This is Special P. Yeah,
this is Special P. Okay,
that's my alter ego. He ain't gone nowhere. It's just my alter. He says things that I want to say on stage, but I don't want to say.
Shut up, man. Shut up. What is it you can't say that you don't say on stage?
No,
please tell me.
No. Listen, I know. You know. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm crafting myself. So you'll see later on in life. But he says things. There's 2 things that he does. Is I've got jokes written for years, and I said, you know what, I might as well turn these into a cartoon. Otherwise, it's going to be wasted material. And this is part of the cartoon of my jokes. Yeah. He also says things that I don't want to say on stage. All right. Like, just relax. And a man's going to put something in your body. I'm not saying that on stage. That's a cartoon for me. That's how the cartoon is born.
I like the lateral way that you're thinking in terms of you're looking at the business horizontally and vertically.
All directions.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All directions.
Which is really, really good. That's why it was no surprise to me, in all honesty, when you decided that it was time to I'm trying to get through your pictures, bro. Trust me. When you
Flush said, Peter is sensitive about his reputation.
I am indeed sometimes sensitive about my reputation, but because it depends how people view me. Yeah. It depends how people view you, because that does a lot. Yeah, it does a lot. Because if you view me like you viewed me as a gallus, well, all right, no problem. But to media's eyes or to someone of importance, and they hear that word, they might not want to take me on board because of that. So it's important, but my reputation is like, you know, kept together.
Antigua said, biggest fear could be another pregnancy.
So again, wait, where's that comment, please?
I'm telling you, man, they're flying. The comments are flying, bro. The comments are flying.
Your biggest fear could be another pregnancy.
Nah, man, if the right woman come along, I'm breathing. Yeah, I'm not having no more kids at my age.
Enough.
The comedy world. Oh yes, the BBC invited me. Yes, down to to talk about life, and that was Windrush. That was one of the guys from the Windrush, isn't it? Who was going to get deported back to the West Indies. Yeah, deep. Peter scared, not scared. You're multi-talented, Peter. Thank you, Peggy. Chef Peter.
No, he definitely is. I give him his. due.
What's next for you?
That's a good question.
Yeah. What's next for me? Well, I've done the what's that picture you brought up? Me and the show world on the sofa. That was a Special Piece Comedy World, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. I interviewed quite a few people. Same format of what you're doing now, which is absolutely brilliant because I'm not doing that anymore. But what's happening to me next is
you lot didn't know the little snipe that he tried to put in there. He's trying to say, I've done this, so because I've done this, I don't need to do this again.
No. No, we discussed it backstage already. You've already said to me that I've done this concept before.
I was aware of it. This is what I'm saying. It's not something that I stepped into. It's not something that
I'm saying it's a good thing to do.
The formats are very old. They're not original.
Right. Yeah.
Can't take ownership of that.
No, I'm saying that you're doing it now, which is a really good thing. That's what I'm saying. Don't be offended. I'm going now.
I know when there's underlying currents to what people are saying.
Okay. You are multi-talented, Peter, comedian, chef, Peter. What's next for me is plays and the book. Yeah, that's what's next for me. Writing plays and producing a book. That's what's next.
Because the thing is that I think you did a one-man show at the beginning of the year. In January, is that right?
I did a one-man. No, my one-man show was about 4 years ago, and it was in Barking. I've done two, but it's in Barking Broadway Theatre. Yeah, I did two, but I've just come off of tour, just doing hour sets in various cities in Holland and Germany. I've just literally come back from doing that. It should have been really bigger than what it is, but again, COVID hits, and it was scaled down. But next year, hopefully, we'll do it properly and right. It's just that the tickets were bought for the people already, and it was umming and ahhing, should I go, should I not go? And eventually, rather than to waste all that funds and money, I went. And I couldn't do Belgium, unfortunately, because Belgium was closed completely. They're worse than the UK or anywhere. Belgium is full. You can't even get into Belgium. But we did Holland, we did Germany just before they went on to lockdown, which is cool. Right. And then I came back to the UK.
So what's the conversation like when you're talking to them? Because that's a totally different. All the references, the British references are gone. So
remember, when I write my comedy, I don't write my comedy specifically for English, black, white, pink. I write jokes, and the jokes are transferable. And when you have a joke that's transferable, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, it will go down. And it's been proven because I've been proving it all the time.
Oh, my daughter's just come in the room.
Love Peter's fearless approach to life and the ability to transform and involve. Great model to his children. I'm trying to be the best role model I can for my kids. And this is what my world is all about. Because when you strip me down, the thing that would hurt me the most is, like I said, if anything happens to my children. And so I want them to understand that you can joke around, but you can still be successful with joking around. And that's the trail I'm trying to live. It's definitely a business, and I've still got my business going. Whilst I'm doing all these different things, my business is still going on the side, and I love that. And they can see that, and that's a good thing for me to show.
And I'm going to say, I often say, I say big up to your mum and dad for that. I say I really do, because that's where it's coming from. Leary's got a question for you.
Where Leary? So where's Leary? I can't see Leary's. Leary.
How
okay,
did you go about setting up your company to train people to become personal trainers?
Oh, right. Okay. The company was born, like I said, was training people. Because of my accountancy skills, I could set up a company. I set the company up. I designed the logo, the flyer, and I just started to train people. I've never really gone out there advertising. My advertising, which I say, is done for referrals. If you there's a couple of people on here I've trained already, but it's done for referrals. People are losing weight under me, and they say, look, here's a personal trainer, boom, boom, boom. And that's been going now for 7 years. I've been doing this. The teaching came when I took the teaching training course, and I passed that. And then I started to teach in the college. Yeah. And that's how I become a teacher, personal trainer. And I'm level 4, by the way, just for you to know that. You know?
No, he's like that. That's what I'm saying. You got. I know when he's being egotistical. I know when he's being egotistical. Yeah. If you could pick 2 people to be stranded on an island with, who would they be and why?
If I could pick 2 people to be stranded
We're in these questions when we do anything goes.
If you could pick 2 people to be stranded on an island, who would they be? One of them will be a swimmer. So I'll have to pick a swimmer.
Yeah, go get help, man. Go get help. Go get help.
Go get
some help, man.
And the other one will, obviously will be a woman to keep me occupied before the food comes. You understand?
Nothing changed there then.
Still thinking with his dick.
I said to you, I like female
company. No brains.
I said I like females company. So what's the point of me?
And I think you want to take that back. Role model. I think you want to take that back.
They know when I'm joking and they know when I'm not, man. Don't spice you want to be one of them. Boy, what? I think Donna has been drinking too much. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, Peter, you can still look good with your spectacles on, you know. Lordy, top straight. What do you mean?
Tell him straight.
My eyes are fine.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
No,
I'm fine. My eyes are fine. Before, if they remember a month ago, I couldn't even read the screen.
Well, listen, mate. They don't. The lenses in your eyes get harder as you get older.
Well, yeah, you see, okay. What I'm going to say to you lot now, and you lot take heed of this, right? What you need to do is make sure you buy yourself some bilberry. That's number 1. All right. Then you need to cleanse yourself out, number 2, with some golden seal. All right. Once these things go into your system, it clears out the retina in your eyes. The retina. What gets clogged up is the veins behind the back of the eye. They get lazy at the back of your eyes. So you always have to get. What's the hardest working muscle in your body? Does anyone know?
The heart.
It's your eyes. So that's why your eyes are getting weaker, because it's the hardest work. Every single day, every minute of the day, you use your eyes to move around, everything. So your heart is just palpitation. That's all your heart is doing, okay? And it's fed by the ventricles, all right? That's all it is, oxygen and blood. But your eyes are constantly moving.
I thought it was a spliff that was getting to the back of my eye.
But that's it. But that's what it's doing. It's messing up the blood, the vessels.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what was going on.
So, but once you clear out your blood, remember blood cells rejuvenate themselves every month, every 28 days. All right,
5 years.
Right? No. Every other day.
Certain.
They rejuvenate themselves. All right.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And so once even cells, which is the diabetes, you might talk to me about, but they rejuvenate themselves. So once you rejuvenate themselves and you keep them healthy, then the rest of your body remains healthy. But that's the important thing. Even with the COVID, you keep your body healthy. This is all part of the what I've learned.
Yeah, because I was going to say that we did skip something about you, and that was the fact that you did suffer with diabetes.
Yes, I had diabetes. And this is
fat, man. He was fat. I'm telling you.
I was quite big. And so I was thinking, how the hell could I get diabetes? I mean, I know my mom and dad has got diabetes, but the reason why is because the food they eat. It's the starchy foods, all right? And diabetes is, you must all know about diabetes anyway. And it affects your pancreas, but...
Yeah, let's not assume.
Right, so because some people think it affects their pancreas, all right? Because the pancreas is responsible for insulin, but it might not be your pancreas. What you need to start understanding is if your organs are blocked or messed up. So if you've got a bad kidney, it's going to put a strain on your pancreas. Your pancreas then puts a strain on your insulin, then you can't release. And sometimes there's fat surrounded by all your organs, which stops them from working.
Okay.
The idea is to get rid of the fat around each organ, cleanse out the organ. Remember, I told you earlier on, cells rejuvenate themselves. All right. Make sure you're healthy. You start with your liver. You start with your kidneys. You start with your intestines. You make sure you get vitamin C with and vitamin D with the K. All right. Cleanse your body, and then you start again, and you see that your diabetes will go. Make sure your diet, but you have to exercise though. All right. Don't think you could just sit down there and say, yeah, man, PCF for click. Hey, don't take my word. I ain't a doctor. I'm just saying to you, these are the things that I've tried on people.
Nobody said you were a doctor.
Antigua said, I know the hardest working part of Peter's body. Let's stick to his eyes for now.
My eyes can watch from the back of my head. The kids would say, LOL, hence my eyes. You just had your eyes done. And well, all right. I'm not saying nothing. Peter's very logical. Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've actually reached that time where it's now 10 o'clock. It's been special. There's so much more that we could still talk about. It's the same thing, same issue that I had with BECA. It's the same issue I'm having with you. These guys were one of the first set of people I spoke to when it came to sharing my comedy knowledge, and they've shared it with the comedians below them, and we've grown. Have we not grown, Peter?
Yeah, we've grown, but massively. We have grown massively.
We've grown massive to the point now where we're seeing, I would call our offspring now taking the piss in ITV, telling people that the reason why they're not answering the phones is because we're here already. Black people are
answering the phone. Was funny.
That was funny. That was hilarious. Is there anything you like to say?
I had to watch the guy from Jamaica who answered, where was Ochi Rio? So he had to play it again.
That's a proper dickhead. He's Jamaican anyway.
He's Jamaican anyway.
Most Jamaicans are fools anyway. You know what I mean? There's just got one man who used to be able to sing songs from the Bible and stuff like that. And I respect Bob Marley. Trust me, I really do. But is there anything you'd like to say before you go, Liz?
No, just thanks for having me. It's been fun. Am I now officially a part of the Rants and Bants?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll be seeing you on Saturday, where you'll be up against Mr. Conchaman. I hope that you will be able to also join us on Saturday special, Saturday morning. 15 minutes with DJ Countryman and Rudi Lickwood, myself. Yeah, we have a quiz as well. There's a quiz in the morning, so bring pen and paper. You're going to need it. All right. And it's a right laugh. Is there anything you'd like to say before you go, Peter?
Well, I want you can follow me on I am Peter Francis on Instagram, and all I want you to do is watch out for the book that I'm releasing. Shall I say publishing? It's got a poignant message with it, and I want you to buy it. It's called Choice Story, I Know You. All right. So when it comes out, I do hope you buy it, and it'll be published soon. You know about it. You will know about it. All right. Okay. Yeah. Other than that,
I'm gone. I have to kick him out.
Kick him out.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to say goodbye, Liz?
Yeah, bye everybody. My daughter's tuned in. Few people on there that I know. Thanks for taking part and watching and supporting Rudi on his Keeping It Real.
Yeah, they're supporting you, girl, and thank you very much for the support, especially all the newbies. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to hit this subscription buttons. That really does help. I think it was a great show today. It was a great show. He actually helped me out jumping in because somebody actually fell out. And 9 out of 10 times, him and Mr. C or Quincy always come to my aid. And I've always felt grateful for having them around me. But this was Keep It Real with Rudi Lickwood. Don't forget, next show is going to be on Friday. Rants and Bants crew. Next show is going to be on Wednesday. So can I spice, like how you put up that spicy question? Can I get some questions for Wednesday, please? Rants and Bants crew. And that's the Anything Goes podcast. That's on at 10 o'clock. It is an adult show. As you can see, the humor is just adult humor, ladies and gentlemen. It's not we're going to do great big jokes or whatever. We just have jovial conversations, and the comedy just shows itself the way that it does. So, on that note, all I can say is thanks for listening. Right? Thanks for listening. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you guys next week.
This Yeah.
Then and cheer and red card. Remember red card.
Paper round. This to give young people plenty of money. Down in the milk round. You remember the milk round in the
Something
How about you would date your family?
The rest of you are just putting up red flags, man. If you just put up red flags and we don't know who they're...
I don't think you want to be on the show tonight.
Yeah, and the reason being is that number one, that the way how things are taught is well beneath the standard of your child. So your child's now having to dumb itself down in that environment.
Whatever, honey. Whatever.
People can't bet this. Time I run.
Passenger. We're not interested in passengers tonight, yeah? We want you to get involved. We want to hear what you think. We want to hear in the toilet. The toilet paper dropped in on the toilet. You said raw. What the raw never do? The whole toilet paper dropped in on the toilet.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. You don't set me up. Hold on. You don't set me up.
Don't ask, Rudi. Please don't ask. Just ignore it.
Some man get licked regular from that woman. And don't even threaten to talk about it. Yeah, I'm talking. I say it's hard for one to hit you and you don't hit him back, but it takes a man to walk away.
You are gonna walk downstairs. Remember your fucking no wife. Alright, now we get in there.
Those who are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to YouTube, our Anything Goes YouTube podcast. Then when we go live, you get the notification straight away. Alright?